How's everybody doing today? I know we've had conversations, but how's everybody doing today? Woo, awesome. I'm Chrissy Morales, also known as Christina Rodriguez, but my stage name is Chrissy Morales. I am the producer and host of Unsung Heroes, the talk show that aims to inspire, educate, and empower people in our communities by interviewing people just like you in the audience who are doing amazing things and empowering others. So how this all got started, let's take it back to, back when I met Stanley. I was in Rowan University studying broadcast journalism, and I went onto the American Dream show where I had been asked, what is it that you dream about? What are your aspirations? Because at the time, I was doing a bunch of things. I was a Disney College Program representative, because I did the Disney College Program back in 2011. I was a character performer. Got to keep it, secret and magical, so I can't say which character performer I was. But I had the opportunity to then take that passion and all that magic and bring it to Rowan University and be a Disney campus representative, which were very few, and I got to talk about the Disney College Program and how, fantastic and amazing and magical it was, which it was. You get to see all the cool, downtown stuff and under tunnels, and it was really awesome, and I recommend it for anybody who loves Disney as much as I do. So I was doing that. I was a Zumba instructor. I was a VIP ambassador for Caesars Entertainment, where I got to meet Big Sean, Kobe Collette, and a bunch of other artists. It was really cool. I was behind the scene with them and getting them ready to get them on stage. It was pretty awesome, and we did meet and greets and things like that. I was all about the entertainment, which I was talking to the ladies earlier. I'm all about the entertainment. I was like, oh yeah, this is so cool. This is for me. I was blogging about Atlantic City nightlife because that was my life. I loved Atlantic City. I was born and raised there. And I was just like, Atlantic City is the place to go. I knew all of the promoters. I got everybody in for free into the clubs, and I just blogged about it, and it was a big hit. But when I got onto the American Dream, Stanley asked me, what was really my dream? And that kind of made me think, what is it that I really want? What is it that I aspire in life? And my aspiration in life is just to really simple, just make people happy and just to be the best that I can be the best person that I can be, and follow God's plan. Follow God's will for my life, because I love God more than Disney, if you were thinking that. And I said, you know what? I really want to have a talk show that empowers people. And he's like, oh, well, that's cool. That's interesting. So what would you call it if you had to call it anything? And I was like, I don't know. I don't have to get back to you on that one and think about what I would call it. I said, but what I really want to do is have a talk show, because I did intern for NBC 40 News, and I was a reporter intern. And I figured out that I just really did not like reporting for negativity. There was just so much bad things happening, and one of them that really opened my eyes was when we got called for a dead body. They found a dead body in I believe it was near the Egg Harbor Township Lake, and I was so excited, this is my first dead body experience, this is so cool. And then we get there, and realism hits. The family were there, and they were crying, and I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. What? It was traumatizing, and I was just like, I can't believe that people, get so excited about, kind of like I did, and want to hear about these things, but they don't see the other aspect, the things that aren't on camera. And there was just so much negativity flowing around news reporting, and not only negativity, but falsifications. There was a lot of false news being put out there, just things that were opinionated, and it still goes on everywhere now. We don't know what's real and what's not, because, the media, the news stations control what goes out there. So I said, I really don't want to do that. I want to be a talk show host where I talk to people in our communities who are doing fantastic things, who can empower people, who can bring light onto this so-called dark world already. We need to illuminate and bring God here. We need to really bring God's will and God's plan here. And so after the American Dream, I thought about it, and we were able to get the show onto the film festivals that we were having. And I went home over the weekend, I forget what weekend it was, And I talked to my mom, because she's like if anybody were wondering, who's my unsung hero, it's my mother and Jesus. My mom was just like my bestie, and she just really guided me in the right direction. She was an independent woman, hardworking, everything I always aspired to be. And so I went home and I'm like, Mom, I'm really thinking about doing this talk show. She's like, great, go at it. I'm supporting you 100% of the way. So I'm looking through some things, because, you accumulate a bunch of junk, and some things that are worth it over the years in containers. And I found my certificate, the Unsung Hero Award certificate, which I got while I was working at the Chelsea Hotel in Atlantic City for going above and beyond in my job at the Sea Spa. I was a towel attendant for a while. I did a bunch of things, and I became the receptionist, the supervisor. But they honored me the Unsung Hero Award, and that's when it struck me. It was like a little light bulb went out. That's what I want to call my show, an Unsung Hero, because I remember how great I felt when I got that certificate, and it was just phenomenal. Just such a good feeling to be called an unsung hero, because you always thought like, oh, soldiers and policemen and firemen, they're the only ones who could be an unsung hero. But no, like, you can be an unsung hero, and you are an unsung hero. And so I called it Unsung Heroes, and I got a few people on the show. We did it live for a little while. We had Carlton on board, Stanley, Kaylin, Richard, who's not here today. And we kind of all teamed up and did it at the IM Film Festivals. And then eventually Stanley's like, why don't we film this? Put it on the media, put it on YouTube. And I'm like, you know what? You are so right. I was just like, let's do it. And we took it from there. We had a first studio setting in Cinnaminson, and that closed down. That's where I interviewed Travis Wolf, and the Wolf Pack is doing fantastic things right now. But like I was telling the ladies earlier, everybody who's been on the Unsung Heroes show has been motivated and empowered to pursue their dream even further. I guess it's just them talking about it, them talking about their dreams, and them talking about their goals and what they're doing that really push them to want to do more, and how they see that they really are influencing other people. And so I have so many great stories and so many people. If you go on the YouTube channel, Chrissy Morales, Unsung Heroes, you'll be able to see all the YouTube shows that are on there and just hear their testimonies and hear their stories, and they're all fantastic. I know the last lady we did, Diane Mapp, she had applied to be a nonprofit organization, and that day we interviewed her. We were on the show. It just, God moved through the whole studio. That's the best way I could describe it. And she gets home that day, opens her mailbox, and there she had the letter that she became a nonprofit organization. And that to me, was all worthwhile. I couldn't believe it. And she was just so humbled and so honored. And till this day, I'm just very proud of her. I'm very proud of all the guests that come on the show, because they really are just a true motivation, and a true motivation to me. And with that being said, I prayed to God, and I knocked on that door. Hey, God, I really, really, really want to do this thing, but I don't know if you're going to allow me to do this thing. And I prayed about it, and I said, you know what? I keep thinking about this. I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but I kept thinking about the GMA Christian Music Awards, the Dove Awards. And I had already seen Carrie Job in concert and was able to ask her, what does she think makes an unsung hero? And I was so honored, because she's an inspiration of a person, and a true, beautiful music artist. And I was so happy that I was able to ask her that question. So I asked her that, and she was kind of set back. She's never been asked that question before, and then she answered, and it was just awesome. So I thought about her, and I thought about all the other Christian music artists who I listen to throughout the day that really motivate me and really kind of connect me more to God just by hearing their beautiful words and their beautiful songs. And I was like, God, I really want to go to this. And then I kept thinking about it and thinking about it. Me and my boyfriend were supposed to go to Disney instead of, where I'm supposed to be going. And then it dawned upon me, why don't I apply for the press passes? So I did, and I'm like, there's no way I'm ever going to get it. There's no way. Why would I even think that I have a chance? I'm literally, super small here in South Jersey. It's not going to happen. So I tell Carlton about it, and, we all kind of get excited, because we're like, well, what if that 1% chance it does happen? And we started prepping, and I finally get the email last week that we got accepted for the press passes for the 49th annual GMA Dove Awards in Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you. And we have the honor of interviewing Brad Alden, who's an up-and-coming Christian singer. The Wall Group, there's going to be a couple other people, the Social Club Misfits, who have 130,000 followers right now. They were on the top 3 of Hot AC Music charts. So, like, these are big people who are doing amazing things, and we're going to be right there on the red carpet interviewing them. And I'm literally beside myself because I can't believe that this is happening. I still feel like I'm dreaming. But you know what? It's all God's will, and it's all in God's plan. Because years ago, I did not think that I would be standing here today saying, I'm going to the GMA Dove Awards in Nashville, Tennessee. Like, this is so unreal. And I didn't think that by having that dream, that it could come a reality. And I just encourage everybody to just really pursue your dreams and never give up. Always trust in God's plans for you, and just continue to be the best person you can be and be a true unsung hero. Thank you, guys. Have a good night. Thank you, thank you. Thank you.